Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we had a bit of a pullback. I think what we need to pay attention to at the moment from the weekly perspective is that a bit of a pin bar of structure to the upside, and we know what the structure is. That is this double line here that we have, which is around 4,300. So there's a lot to the left on 4,300 on the weekly charts and the monthly charts. There's a lot of resistance up there. That's pretty much what's happened. But let's just go through this logically. First thing is we are in an uptrend on the 8th hour. All the moving averages have crossed over. We can drop all the way down to 4,050 and that would still be an uptrend. So just bear that in mind. And that magical number of 4,000 was never tested. It's down here. You can see there was the resistance. We broke through and we've basically been one-way traffic since then. So even if we drop down to that, that would be an area you'd still be watching to see what's going to happen for a continuation of the upside. So what we are doing is we're looking for an area to buy still. We're in an uptrend. We have tagged this area at 4260, which is the previous swing high. I'm not too happy with the way we've tagged it, but we have formed an inside bar here, so it could very well be a continuation. There's going to be, I just want to do this, there's going to be some kind of, let's do that rather. There's going to be some kind of a channel forming somewhere along the line. So there is merit to the thinking that we could still drop down at this area. So I still need to look left to see what we can find. And the chart is busy. I've just left the levels in from yesterday. It's important to just pay attention to what's going on. So you can see there's the swing high. And you can see on the 3 hour, we've kind of got a rejection of it. But on the 8 hour, we have a close below that. As I say, I'm not too impressed with what I see there. And now we also have this pin bar rejection of this area as well. So there's a bullish signal and there's a bearish signal. Excuse the dog. So that basically means there's still confusion here. I still think we're looking for an area to find support. So this could very well be the spot. But we're going to have to break above this structure up here, or this level up here at 4,300 for that to be validated, and that's on the 3 hour. What I do like about the 3 hour is there is diversions forming as continuation diversions from this swing low to the current swing low, and we're also grouping to the downside on the oscillators. On the 8 hour, we have rolled over, we're pointing down, but we are starting to separate, as you can see. So remember, when we separate, there's a separation there, we typically have an explosive move ring. So has dropped to the 1 hour. So this entire move down was done pre-market. And then we got the confusion during the market open. And here you can see on the hour, there was our swing high. We got a close below. So I don't trust that. I would argue that we need to pay attention to this level still. And then the next one we need to do, and as our luck would have it, it's not really going to work out. So 4260, 4236 area, that's what we need to pay attention to. We did get a grouping here on the level, but that was just going into the close, and you can see we rallied all the way back up to the underside here before another rejection. And that rejection is to be expected because it's late in the session. So if you look at it this way, we've had one attempt, we've had a second attempt to get through 4,300. And remember what I said, 4,300 is a big level on the weekly chart. So it's going to take a mammoth effort to get through. So I would expect another attempt at it. So 15-minute chart again is what you're looking for. And you can see here above and below the moving averages, that was probably a decent area for a short. As I mentioned yesterday, break below that, retest that, short scalp to the downside. Not so much a long, and you can see here on the 15 minutes, big close below it and a little range bar below it as well. So with diversion. So yeah, with 50-50 call, but you can see the minute you see that kind of thing, you know it's coming back. So if you get any close below the level, you know it's coming back that level sometime. So I would suspect today probably move down to this area again, come and test this area, even possibly break through it, and then come down to 42.36. So 42.60, 42.50, 42.36, that's the area that I'd be paying attention to for another attempt at this area. What may also transpire is we form some kind of a little range, break above, come and retest, and then move up. And for that, I would be paying attention to the 5 minute, because I'd want to see some grouping of the oscillators, and I'd want to see at least some crossover of the moving averages as well. And this is a fairly interesting setup, because if we just put our stop below the low of the current low of today, you're going to find it's a 100-point risk for 120-point risk for a 289-point gain. There is a gap up here as well, so lots going on, lots of confusion, and I think what you need to be doing is you still need to go with the trend. Trend is up. Until we get a crossover here on the hour and a rejection of this 42.36 area, this trend is still to the upside. So that's what you are still looking to do. Pay attention to your levels, wait for price action at the levels, keep a tight stop, keep your stops tight, and reduce your position size as well, because there is still the risk that we have a deeper pullback on the 8 hour at the moment, and I think on the daily as well. Yeah, so daily can come back to the 4,000 area. That's a 4,000, or this zone. Well, let me just use a different level. Take that one. So the daily can come back to 4,200 area. So anything down to 4,200 area, you're still technically in an uptrend. You can see how we're moving up. Okay, so that's kind of my view today. Just be cautious, keep your stops tight, keep your position size small. Lots of confusion in the market, but there is a lot of structure which you can pay attention to, especially for support. I hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. No, we won't catch up with you tomorrow morning. We will be traveling, so I'll catch up with you next week. Cheers for now, and catch up with you next week.